I the point I want to make is being very careful and intentional about who you're taking your advice from and are they legitimate? And a couple really specific things here, and I have social media gurus on the list, and the reason that I put this here is because so much of the, in hindsight, bad advice that we're now saying we've changed our mind on originally came from people we heard on podcasts and social media. And the irony of this is obviously Mason and I have a podcast, but I am more skeptical. If somebody tells me they have a business and they also have a podcast and coaching program, I am massively more skeptical of them being legitimate than if they're unknown. And I'm finding that most people that actually have businesses do not have any social media presence or podcast and don't sell a course because they're busy working on their business. Now, I know some people who are very legitimate that sell courses and have podcasts, and we've had a lot of these people on our show. So again, it's only some people, but the point I want to make is being very careful and intentional about who you're taking your advice from and are they legitimate? And a lot of the advice I got from my older friend who taught me the business, who's never been on social media in his life, has remained to be very true. And I'm finding, oh yeah, that's why he told me that 7.5 years later, as opposed to what I heard on social media from flashy people that, maybe they turned out to be a little bit full of shit. So just be mindful who you take advice from.
And just because someone has a large following doesn't mean they're legitimate. And I think that's something to remember is I used to be impressed with the vanity metric of how many followers people have. You'll see people with 8, 10, 100, 200,000 followers that post reels and they get 100 views. And it's because all their followers are fake. Whenever you hear something that sounds too good to be true, be wary because it usually is. Take everything with a grain of salt, and just because people are on podcasts or legitimatized by the amount of following that they have doesn't mean it's good advice and that you should actually listen to it.
People with a lot of money in business, I'm not talking about movie stars and pop stars and that sort of thing, but in business, people that actually have a lot of money tend to be very quiet and they are not loud. And I mean that literally and figuratively. So not following the herd that's just following social media gurus has been useful too.